Hi, I'm Darley Newman, and we are along the banks of the mighty Mississippi River right here in the state of Mississippi. We're taking an epic driving route in this episode along the Natchez Trace Parkway. We're rooting our adventures in Natchez,
the largest octagonal home in America.
The amazing story of the civil rights movement.
We all grew up together and we all know each other's family histories.
Cheers. Traveling on to Ridgeland.
It's like the perfect little Southern thing to do.
We decided to start this cafe for individuals with special needs to gain employable work skills.
And great places that travelers might want to stop when they're traveling this historic national park route, including the birthplace of Elvis Presley here in Tupelo, Mississippi.
He was known to come in here and order a dough cheeseburger and RC Cola back in the day.
You can hear the soil in Elvis's voice.
Welcome to Travels with Darley along the Natchez Trace in Mississippi. The Natchez Trace Parkway crosses 3 states and 444 miles, running from Natchez, Mississippi to Nashville, Tennessee, along a corridor used by animals and people for thousands of years. We're exploring in the footsteps of American Indians, European settlers, Mississippi River boatmen, Civil War soldiers, civil rights leaders, and presidents. We're taking the parkway from its starting point in Natchez and driving north to Ridgeland, outside of the city of Jackson, and ending our trip in Tupelo. We're starting our adventures at Longwood, also called Nutt's Folly, a dream house left unfinished because of the American Civil War. Dona-Marie Geoffrion guides us through. This is quite unusual. I've never seen a home with architecture like this.
Well, it's the largest octagonal home in America, and it was built by an architect named Samuel Sloan from Philadelphia. The owner of the property was Dr. Nutt, and actually he wasn't a real medical physician, but they called him doctor. The house is 30,000 square feet. There are 119 doors, 120 columns, 119 windows, 26 fireplaces. He believed his children would be able to work in multiple different rooms, but all still be connected because it was such an open floor plan.
He made the open floor plan cool before that was even a thing.
As soon as he saw the word unique, it drew him in.
He sounds a little nutty, Nutt.
He spent close to $100,000, literally in cash, just before the war started. It was being called Nutt's Folly, and that's what people thought of it. They thought he was absolutely crazy to have done that.
Haller passed away during the war. His widow, Julia, and her children lived in the basement of the unfinished mansion.
She sold anything and everything that she could to keep this property. This was their love and passion. This was their dream.
Another historic home, the Dr. John Bowman Banks Museum, shares the story of the first Black physician in Natchez. Also a civil rights hub in the 1960s. Thelma Newsome shares the preservation story of this home on the Mississippi Freedom Trail.
Frank Robinson was Dr. Banks' grandson. He restored the house to the way it originally was. And once we got it and started it as a museum, we have had people from all over to come. Very few people, even Natchezians, was aware of the fact that we had one of the first Black doctors licensed to practice medicine right here in Natchez. Dr. Banks and Booker T. Washington were very good friends, and when he would come to Natchez, he would stay here at this house with Dr. Banks. Dr. Banks died at an early age. He did a lot of things in the community to make sure that Natchez could be what it could be, especially for African Americans.
Dr. Roscoe Barnes III shares more of the civil rights story.
This home tells 2 stories. It tells the story of the first Black doctor, but it also tells the amazing story of the civil rights movement here in Natchez. The movement in Natchez was considered by many historians one of the most, if not the most successful movement in the entire state of Mississippi. This home served as the headquarters for the Natchez NAACP. The main office was right upstairs.
Why is it important for people to visit places like this?
If we can understand where we started, we can be better prepared to deal with the things we're facing today.
I'm checking out downtown Natchez. It's a great place to explore on foot. But if you really want the inside scoop, take a ride with Sally Durkin, whose family has been in Natchez for generations.
My great-great-great-grandfather came over from England in 1828.
Well, I would imagine if you've been here for that many generations, you really know everybody.
We all grew up together and we all know each other's family histories.
She takes us by Fort Rosalie, a trading and military post established by the French in August of 1716.
Now, the town is actually named for the Natchez Indians because they were the original inhabitants to the area. Yeah, this is the William Johnson house, and Johnson was born to a mulatto slave back in 1809. He went on to become one of the most well-respected and most successful businessmen in Natchez.
During the Civil War, Natchez didn't see any major battles. The town surrendered to Union troops. Thus, many of Natchez's grand homes survived.
Such sweet and beautiful homes here. Wow.
Now, this is Myrtle Terrace on our left, and it dates to 1844. But the most important person to ever have lived here was a fellow named John Hunter, and he bought the house, but 3 weeks after he got settled in it, here comes this Union gunboat up the river called the Essex. So this guy single-handedly saved Natchez from being burned during the war. But the sad part of the story is that the man was so traumatized by the whole ordeal, he dropped dead of a heart attack the next morning.
Oh, my goodness.
If you're visiting Natchez, you must go by City Hall and pay your respects to Tripod.
It was a three-legged cat, and everyone called it the city kitty, and everybody in the city loved it. But the mayor loved that cat more than anyone, so when it died, he had a marker placed for the kitty's grave at City Hall to honor the cat.
Natchez may just be my kind of town, full of quirkiness and charm. While in Natchez, you have to eat tamales, and Fat Mama's Tamales serves up some of the best, along with strong margaritas. Owner James David Gamble II joins me for lunch.
We got some hot tamales, pickles, carne asada tacos, and Mexican street corn.
But why tamales here in Natchez?
So a lot of the river towns from Memphis, Vicksburg, Natchez, Baton Rouge, and New Orleans have always had tamales, as the river used to be the main thoroughfare, and a lot of travelers coming and going. Everybody on these river towns has a strong affection growing up eating tamales, just like their parents and their grandparents, for that matter.
A quick, easy, inexpensive, portable, and filling food. These tamales are typically made of beef, pork, or both, wrapped in cornmeal and well-seasoned.
Some oregano, some red pepper mixed in there.
It's the crunch of the cracker, the crunch of the pickle, the spice of the pickle.
It's a nice combination for sure.
It's really good.
There's more to learn at the Natchez City Cemetery with Phoebe Winters.
Cemetery itself, I think, reflects the fabric of Natchez as a community. We have generals, gentry, ladies of the night. We have ordinary people who led ordinary lives, and then people who made quite a splash at some point in their lives. It is a place where people continue to come and continue to be buried, and we feel charged with maintaining what's here.
For stellar Rivertown views, I'm heading under the hill. Located down a steep hill along the banks of the Mississippi River, this was a bustling port in the 19th century, with steamboats and paddle wheelers shipping goods, and those who worked on those boats stopping in Natchez for debauchery.
You gotta make a stop at Under the Hill Saloon. It's said to be the oldest saloon on the Mississippi River, and one that Mark Twain actually stayed above. Inside, you've got bills on the ceiling, but you gotta get in there, get a beer, and get on top of that wooden elephant. It's kind of an initiation down here at Under the Hill.
I'm fueling up for my drive to Ridgeland.
Just made it to the donut shop. This is a Natchez institution, and people are rolling through here getting donuts this morning. Great way to start the day.
We're driving along the Natchez Trace Parkway about 2 hours northeast to Ridgeland, just outside of Jackson. Though this is not a long drive, the Natchez Trace Parkway invites travelers to slow down and enjoy nature. In Ridgeland, I'm making a stop to stretch my legs on an original section of the old Natchez Trace, winding through the forest. It's located by the Bill Waller Craft Center, where members of the Craftsmen's Guild of Mississippi keep traditional arts alive.
I love unique items to put into my work. Those are juniper beads, or some people call them ghost beads.
Diane Williams is an author, folk artist, and longtime member of the Craftsmen's Guild of Mississippi. Artists must apply to become a member of this nonprofit organization. which has been operating since the 1970s.
Craftspeople that wanted to come together started out on the Natchez Trace. There's a little cabin out there, and this is the final expansion.
Ooh. This is huge.
It's huge. These are traditional arts that have been handed down from generation to generation, and we really don't want to lose quilters or people that work with glass or metals and things like that.
You can peruse and purchase a variety of works at the Craft Center, take classes, and also see artisans in action in their studios on site. Marcy Petrini teaches weaving here.
Yeah, we want to keep the tradition so it doesn't get lost. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Brian Hill, a master woodworker, invites me into his shop.
I grew up on a farm. We either made things or fixed things growing up, and so I've been a maker all my life.
What do you like to make best?
Probably these little crochet hooks. They start out just as a stick of wood, and then they turn into what I think is a beautiful tool that's used in art, and it makes a lot of people happy.
Making things for necessity,
yes,
and now making things for the joy and the art of it all.
Yes, that's right.
Another great place to get outdoors is at Reservoir Overlook.
We've come to one of the many scenic overlooks along the Natchez Trace. I hear this is locally loved, but also a very popular spot for proposals and special occasions.
While I don't spot a proposal, I do get set up with an awesome picnic. And Evelyn Kwan Green, who's often behind the scenes on our productions, makes a rare cameo because this film shoot is special to her.
Cheers.
Mississippi is her home state.
Thank you for coming to Mississippi.
I love finding great family-run small businesses, and I also love a good steak. So when I heard about Shapley's restaurant, I had to stop by.
We opened up in '85. Mary was 22, I was 25. So it's one of those scenarios where we were almost too stupid to know what was going on.
Family-owned for more than 40 years, Mark and Mary Shapley have been successful. Mark sears up the steaks.
I'm gonna try the ribeye. This is really flavorful and delicious.
Wonderful.
Especially, I know, because it came right out of the oven and it was made with love.
As it should be.
People that love good food usually make good food if they have a restaurant.
I'm exploring Ridgeland and area trails along the Natchez Trace by cycling and getting tips at breakfast from Mayor Jean McGee, an avid cyclist who's been mayor for more than 35 years.
Our goal was always to have enough multi-use trails in the city to where every citizen could have a safe way to exercise. And because we're on the Natchez Trace and have the Natchez Trace coming through Ridgeland, it's a great place to ride.
Ridgeland is known for trails and health-focused offerings, from this smoothie place to spas. I pick up a free bike in the Railroad District, named as an homage to the Illinois Central Railroad, which had a depot here in 1865. The area was later named Ridgeland for its location on one of the highest ridges in central Mississippi. I'm cycling to area shops and galleries, starting at Fisher Galleries, where Marcy Fisher Nessel showcases Mississippi artists.
Mississippi is known for creativity, as everyone knows, with our writers and musicians.
I spot very colorful takes on William Faulkner, Eudora Welty, and Tennessee Williams, all famous writers who hailed from Mississippi. Before crossing the train tracks to grab a snack at the Lily Pad Cafe, where Kristen Late started a cafe to train and employ people with Down syndrome, both to provide them with skills and to help raise awareness in the community.
How did you decide to start this cafe?
My daughter was born in 2012. She was born with Down syndrome. And we began discussing with other parents what their opportunities looked like when they were adults and after high school. We decided to start this cafe after realizing there was a need for individuals with special needs to have the opportunity to gain employable work skills and needing a place for them to learn those skills. The goal is that they do at least a minimum of 6 months with us as an intern. Then we want to send them out to other businesses and restaurants.
What's behind the name, the Lily Pad?
Lily pads are very prominent in the reservoir. And, you know, a frog leaps from one lily pad to another, and it's a great representation of our students and interns learning their skills, but then leaping from here to the next step in their journey. It's just giving them the chance to show off their skills and also not set limits on what they can do, but just to see them, if they're given the opportunity and the right training, be just like you and I and be a part of the community.
My next stop with entrepreneur Caroline Warner shares a Southern tradition with a modern twist. Caroline's created a tea room and apothecary.
For a year, I sat down and just went through my grandmother's recipes, my mother's recipes, to bring the Delta, which is where I'm from in Mississippi, here, because we grew up on this, you know. This was after church, this was in the afternoons, and we need to get back and slowing down and having tea and little sandwiches. I mean, it's like the perfect little Southern thing to do.
And tea is such a calming experience to be able to sit down, take the time to have tea.
And it just soothes the soul, and it just slows your day.
And that's pretty much the theme of traveling along the Natchez Trace, is just take a step back and to enjoy the journey.
Over at the township at Colony Park, there's more wellness at locally owned shops and restaurants, like Local 463, where Southern comfort food is created with regional ingredients, and at J Olive, where fresh, high-quality olive oil is my afternoon palate cleanser.
I saw butter olive oil, white truffle olive oil.
We have probably 50 different types of olive oil and balsamic vinegars. So the pairings are really endless when you can add them together.
We're continuing along the Natchez Trace and stopping along the Parkway to walk along the Natchez Trace National Scenic Trail, whose sections parallel the driving route and allow hikers various places to explore forests, wetlands, and swamps. This section of the trail is by the Chickasaw Village site, where Brady Davis shares more about Chickasaw history and culture.
The history of the Natchez Trace is truly unique, starting from a path that was created by late Pleistocene megafauna and other animals into the early Holocene, turning into trails that were used by first Americans, especially the Chickasaw. Eastern woodland tribes, and particularly southeastern groups, did not live in teepees. Here at this site, the work that was done in the 1930s, the archaeological work, they have actually outlined the different features, such as the summer house, the winter house, and the fort that is on this site with concrete around. So when you walk out and visit this site, you can walk in through the open way that was there when they went into the fort. The Chickasaw and even other southeastern tribes and other first American tribes in general had a major impact on the development of who we are today.
Tupelo, Mississippi is known as the birthplace of Elvis Presley, the American rock icon. It's also a popular place for live music and the arts. I'm stopping for dinner at Forklift Restaurant, where you can get dinner and a show, watching Chef Cooper Miller prepare Southern classic dishes that speak to the heritage and what's local surrounding Tupelo. For dessert, I'm stopping at Blue Canoe, where travelers can hear live music performed every night, combined with decadent comfort food and award-winning sweets. After a good night's rest, it's time for an early start with Elvis vibes.
I have landed at the cutest little coffee shop this morning, May's To Go, started by a husband and wife couple who actually launched it in a food truck right here, named it after one of their daughters, May, who was involved in the coffee making decisions early on. And now they're in this cafe with original Elvis artwork, getting me ready for my next stop.
For travelers who love good fried chicken, King Chicken Fill-In Station is another worthwhile breakfast stop with made-from-scratch chicken and biscuits in a no-frills setting. It's on to visit more Elvis sites, starting at his birthplace home, for a park museum and more. Welcome travelers to learn about the King of Rock. Roy Turner, who grew up in East Tupelo, the same area where Elvis grew up, and attended the same elementary school as Elvis, sits down with me beside a mural sharing aspects of Elvis's life.
As you drive in, there's the two-room house that he was born in. It's sitting in the very spot that his father, uncle, and grandfather built it.
Dating back to 1934, the two-room home is modest and has been refurbished to look as it would have when Elvis was born. Elvis's childhood church is also on site, along with a chapel.
And a local friend had asked him one time, if we ever do anything for you, what would you like to see? And he said, build a place my fans can go and meditate. So that's how the stained glass chapel came to be.
When Elvis was just 21 years old, he donated money to fund a park where a youth center would influence the lives of local kids like Roy Turner.
How do you think his upbringing here and this way of life that he led, very community-centric, but then having challenges as a child, how did that influence his music?
I love a quote from Elaine Dundee, who wrote Elvis and Gladys. She says, you can hear the soil in Elvis's voice, the way you hear the cement in Sinatra's. And then the culture of this area, the manners, the way we're brought up to respect and say, yes, ma'am, and yes, sir, and just some of those carried over into his life and into being the gentle gentleman, the generous person he was.
You see a lot of people who visit here. What's the reaction?
Well, we get roughly 129,000 visitors a year, which I think is unreal. When you think about it, he's been dead almost 50 years. And one thing I noticed, so many of them will say, he was the American dream.
So interesting to be able to have a conversation with Roy and then come out here and see the home where Elvis was born. Such humble beginnings and so different from Graceland. But it's here that you can really appreciate the natural settings and the environment where the king grew up and really what formed his personality and his music.
I'm exploring other Elvis sites in Tupelo, stopping by what was the Tupelo Hardware Company on Main Street. For his 11th birthday, Elvis entered this store with his mom, Gladys, on a quest for a bicycle. The story goes that Elvis spotted a rifle and wanted that instead. When his mom refused, Elvis got upset. A store worker handed him a guitar to quell him. He started to play, and that guitar became his birthday gift instead. Murals along Main Street are dedicated to Elvis, making for good photo opportunities. The Elvis's Tupelo Driving Tour includes 15 places that influenced young Elvis, including the schools he attended, what was Tupelo Garment Factory, where Elvis's mother worked as a seamstress, and Johnny's Drive-In, where Elvis loved to eat.
We are the oldest restaurant here in Tupelo, Mississippi.
Madison White is a daughter of owners Craig and Christy White.
So our most famous connection is with Elvis. He actually used to frequent here when he was a student at Lawhorn Elementary, which is just right down the road. He was known to come in here and order a dough cheeseburger and RC Cola back in the day.
And you can come in here, you can sit in the booth where Elvis sat.
Yes, I was gonna say, we have actually a plaque and a picture above the booth that he's actually photographed in, so it's pretty neat.
My final stop in Tupelo is at Queen's Reward Meadery, where former schoolteacher Jerry Carter started Mississippi's first meadery, making small batch meads with 100% local honey.
Why mead in Tupelo?
But we have amazing honey here because there's so much for the bees to pollinate. And we feel very proud to be representing our state when other people taste it from all over the world, because this is very unique to our location. Mead is very similar to traditional wine. Where the grapes are grown has an influence on how it tastes. The same is true with honey. So taking a sip of our mead is like taking a sip of our backyard, and our backyard is beautiful. So
I love that. Wow, very unexpected.
Right.
It tastes like a smooth, dry wine.
That's right.
A world of mead I didn't know about. I've learned so much traveling along the Natchez Trace here in Mississippi. I thought it was fitting that I close out the show back here in front of the small home where Elvis Presley was born. Such a fitting place to reflect. And that's what the Natchez Trace is all about. It's taking the time to slow down and reflect on what is important in life. And that's what travel can be about too. I'm Darley Newman, and I appreciate you watching. A world of mead I didn't know about. What are other mead puns?
Oh, yeah, let's see. It's just you and mead, I don't know. I should have 1,000 of them, right?
We're diving into, what is it, Knock You Naked? We're diving into Knock You Naked margaritas. Not quite Elvis prices, but pretty darn
pretty
close.
dang close, yeah, girl.
That was good.
I could get 100 of those.
You got a few on here. Yeah. So many choices. Everything from your classics to unique donut sweet finds.